All right, first tonight, we are on the Weather Watch. You're looking live over Hartford. A beautiful stretch of weather this week is, it's coming to an end. Thanks for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Ike Ejiochi. Katie has the night off. Meteorologist Dan Amaranti joined us now with the first check of the forecast. Dan, say it isn't so.
I'm ruining your plans, Ike. I'm sorry. It's not going to be the nicest stretch of weather here.
Thanks a lot, Dan. Right now, we're following breaking news out of Manchester. Police say one person was shot near Gosley Drive and Hartford Road earlier tonight. The victim, who's a man in his early 20s, was brought to an area hospital. He suffered non-life-threatening injuries, and the shooting is still under investigation. We're also following breaking news out of New Britain. Police there were investigating a home on Tremont Street for several hours. Fox 61 was the first one on scene, and right now, Carmen Chow joins us from the police department with more.
Ike, it's been several hours.
All right, thanks, Carmen. Chaotic 24 hours for Meriden police, who are still investigating several incidents that happened across the city Friday night. The first was reported last night just before 8. Police say someone was walking along I-91 West in the area of Exit 8. Witnesses say a man was intentionally running into traffic, looking to be hit by vehicles. He was in fact hit and died of his injuries. On Britannia Street, state police were seen going in and out of a building there throughout the overnight hours. And in another scene, an employee at the Irving gas station on Broad Street said people rushed into the store asking for help.
I had some customers rush in telling me to call the cops. Somebody outside was full of blood. It looked like he wanted to commit suicide.
Meriden police are also investigating an untimely death at this time. It's unclear where the death investigation is taking place. Police do not know if these incidents are connected in any nature. New information tonight on a deadly plane crash last month in New Milford. The NTSB has released its preliminary report saying there were no witnesses to the August 11th crash. The report also shows the plane had fuel in its tanks at the time it went down. The crash killed 57-year-old Anthony Marasco, who was a flight instructor. 2 other people were injured when the single-engine plane crashed after taking off from Danbury Municipal Airport. Police in Waterbury are still searching for a suspect involved in a deadly shooting. Now, it happened Thursday night on Hillside Avenue. Police say 24-year-old David Rivera Mateo was found with a gunshot wound, and he later died at the hospital. Anyone with information is asked to call police. A major bust in the heroin epidemic in southeastern Connecticut. Groton police arrested 28-year-old Casey Scott and 27-year-old Zachary Stewart yesterday. Police say the 2 were acting suspicious in a parking lot of a local hotel. Now, when officers approached, they realized the 2 were in the process of a drug deal. Detectives seized 96 bags of heroin, crack cocaine, and cash. Both Scott and Stewart are facing several charges. Also new tonight, a motorcycle and car crash is under investigation. Police say they were called to the area of Tulip and Divinity Streets just before 7 p.m. Lifestar was called to the scene and 1 person was brought to the hospital. The extent of their injuries is unknown at this time. A house fire in Fairfield traps a young child, forcing them to jump to safety. Fire officials tell us flames broke out around 1:30 this morning at a home on Old Post Road. Several other departments from surrounding towns had to be called in to help fight the flames. The 10-year-old child who jumped from the house along with an adult were hurt. Right now, it's unclear how serious their injuries are, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation. As residents in Texas come to terms with the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey, President Donald Trump makes his 2nd trip in a week to the shaken state. The death toll from the storm has now risen to 44. Kristen Holmes is in Houston and joins us with the latest.
Hey, can you handle this?
State police are out in full force this holiday weekend. Troopers are cracking down on drunk driving, distracted drivers, and speeding. Enforcement started yesterday, and so far, state police have issued more than 300 tickets for speeding. They arrested 11 people for DUI and investigated more than 100 crashes. Still ahead on the Fox 61 News at 11, a major development out of North Korea and their missile launches. The new device the country's leader just inspected. Then, President Trump expected to make an announcement next week on the possible dismantling of DACA. Reaction from lawmakers right next.